XFL is on EA Sports, and we're at Raymond James Stadium.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we are doing our XFL game spread and over-under predictions for Week 10 going into the playoffs. So, yeah, obviously my friend didn't answer like he has for the last 4 weeks, so I have picked the word of the day, and it is paper. I don't know if we've already used that before or not, but it does not matter. Let's go over how we did last week. So last week, straight up, I went 2-2. Or no, you know what? We're just gonna look instead of just guessing. I went 3-1. My dad went 1-3. Absolutely terrible week for my dad after he went crazy last week. On the spreads, went 2-2. He went 0-4. As for the over/under, I went 3-1, and he yet again went 0-4. So I had a pretty good week. My dad, on the other hand, I don't know. But yeah, let's get into it. So starting off, first game we have that starts in 20 minutes because I'm recording this at 10:40. Game starts at 11. Guardians at Battlehawks. I'm gonna make this one quick, okay? I am really stressed about this game, and I do not know why. Look, it is the 1-8 Guardians versus a 6-3 Battlehawks. The Battlehawks are looking to make the playoffs. I am not going to go too deep into this. I need the Battlehawks to win this. I want the Battlehawks to win this. They have to win this, and I think they're going to make it quick, get the game over with, and get out of there and move on to playing the DC Defenders whenever the playoffs start. I don't know if there's a bye week or what, but I'm gonna need this game to get over with quick, or I might just have some kind of stress attack. I don't know, dang heart attack. I don't know. But as for the spread, it is Guardians Guardians plus 8.5. And as y'all would probably know, if it's the Battlehawks game, and they're favored by 8.5, I'm probably gonna take the other team here. However, I do not want this game to be close. Okay, I don't care if I'm doing this logically or emotionally. Okay, I don't want it to be close, so I'm not gonna say that it's going to be close. I'm taking the Battlehawks to win this by more than 8.5 points and go in there and get the job done and get onto the playoffs and don't have to worry about this or sweat the game out. However, my dad will take the Guardians because he just hates our team, I guess. I don't freaking know. As for the over/under, it is 47.5. I am taking the under. The Battlehawks put up a measly 12 points last week in A.J. McCarron's return. I'm sure he will certainly play better than this. But, if we get ahead, early, maybe backups go in so that we can get some rest. And, maybe there's not as many points scored. And as for the Guardians, they are ready to get their season over with. They really do not care if they win or not. They know they get that $1,000 bonus check, but that's really all they are playing for at this point. They are just ready to get out of the season and go home. Okay? So I am taking the under, and so will my dad. And 47.5 is like the most it has been all year, so I'm going under. So yeah. As for the next game, we have the Defenders at the Brahmas. The Defenders have already made the playoffs. They're ready to go. Okay, they're done with the regular season. They are just trying to move on to the playoffs, win some playoff games, win the championship and everything, and go to the Brahmas Stadium in like 3 weeks whenever their championship is. Okay, they're not worried about winning this game. The Brahmas, they're just not worried about this game, okay? They're going to be resting their starters. I highly doubt the starters play maybe throughout the first couple of quarters, but the Brahmas have much more need to win this game than the Defenders do, and so I think that the Brahmas will pull this one out at home. So, yeah. As for the spread, moving on, we have Brahmas plus 3. Obviously, if I'm going to take them without points, I'm going to take them with points, so I'm taking the Brahmas. However, my dad will take the Defenders. By the way, he took the Defenders straight up as well. Which, pretty self-explanatory, I guess. As for the over/under, it is 41.5. I am taking the under. Like I said, I do not think the Defenders are going to be playing all of their starters. I think they're going to be resting up, getting ready for the playoffs. And as for the Brahmas, they're more of a defensive team. I don't care if Jack Cohen is back. They're defensive minded. They're gonna try and run the ball, run the clock. Jaquez Patrick has been playing absolutely great. I have no idea when Kalen Ballage is coming back. I don't know if he'll be back this week, but I think it will be a low-scoring game with the defenders not putting up too many points and the Brahmas getting out of there with a win. So yeah, however, my dad will take the over, so that's cool too. Alrighty. On to game number 3 at 2. Is it at 2 o'clock Sunday? Something like that. It's either at 11 or it's at 2. One of the games is at 2. Anyways, Roughnecks at the Renegades. This one I am very back and forth on because you guys clearly just heard what I said about the defenders resting their players, getting ready for the playoffs. They already have home field advantage and everything. But this one is just, it's a little bit different to me. So the Roughnecks already have home field advantage. They're already making the playoffs. Okay, they could just rest their starters. Brandon Silvers has been banged up. Get him some rest. But at the same time, the Roughnecks have just not been playing great football recently. I mean, I know they're 6-3. I mean, I know they're winning games, but they have not been playing great football. And so if I'm the coach, if I'm Wade Phillips, I'm thinking I got to get my guys out there and I got to have them put on a show and I got to have them win and feel good about themselves with some momentum heading into the postseason, as well as knock Bob Stoops and the Renegades out of the playoffs. So yeah. So I'm going to take the Roughnecks to win this one at the Renegades. And, it's tough. And you could say home field advantage, but there's really not going to be much home field advantage. I mean, Houston and Arlington, they're both in Texas. I know Texas is a big place, but, there's going to be a lot of Houston fans there, and there's going to be a lot of Renegades fans there. I don't think home field advantage is going to play too much of a factor. And I don't know. The only reason I would think to take the Renegades is just because of Bob Stoops and Luis Perez is fighting for his job, and they really got to win this game to make the playoffs. And, they're so hyped going into it, and Marquette King's going to be putting it out the one, and, they're going to be going crazy. But, I'm going with my gut here, taking the Roughnecks, even though Bob Stoops is a great coach, and Luis Perez is a hungry dog and wants to eat. That doesn't really make a lot of sense, but you guys know what I'm saying, okay? As for the spread, it is Renegades minus 1.5, so obviously I'm going to take the Roughnecks, and so will my dad. This kind of trips me up a little bit because, they're saying the Renegades are going to win. Got to think that the Roughnecks are going to be sitting their starters, and, Vegas obviously knows more than I do about football, but, I kind of don't care, so, yeah. As for the over-under, it is Renegades, the over-under is 42.5. I'm going to take the under. Renegades, very low-scoring team. The Roughnecks have not been putting up near as many points as they used to, and I do not see these teams putting up 43 points. Both of them would have to score 20, and I just do not see that happening. So, yeah, however, my dad will take the over. Now, moving on to the final game of the week. The Vipers at the Sea Dragons. And this could be one of the biggest games of the week or one of the most important games of the week. One of the least important games of the week. Because if the Battlehawks win, then this would be the only game in the whole thing and this whole week that no playoff contention matters are on the line. I mean, if the Battlehawks win, there is nothing to do with this game. Either team can win. All they're playing for is for the fans that are in the stadium and that $1,000 bonus check. If the Battlehawks lose, then that means that every game this week was for a spot in the playoffs. And so, well, of course, assuming that the Renegades also lose. Okay. So, this could be a very exciting week for every team in the thing. So, yeah. Anyways, moving on. So the Vipers at the Sea Dragons. I'm taking the Sea Dragons. Okay. I think even if the Battlehawks win and the Sea Dragons know they have no chance, the Sea Dragons want to prove themselves. They want to show that they are still a great team and they deserve to make the playoffs and that they were absolutely amazing all year long and just had a rough, rocky start. Um, and you know, just prove something and end it off with a bang so that people weren't left doubting, if the Battlehawks would have won or if the Battlehawks would have lost, would the Sea Dragons wouldn't even made it that far or put up a good fight, but like they're trying to prove a message here whether the Battlehawks lose or win. And obviously if the Battlehawks lose, I mean, they're going to try and make some things happen. Of course, by the way, he should have caught that freaking ball. I don't know what that dang animation was. That was freaking stupid. Anyways, but the Sea Dragons still have a lot to play for, even if they don't have a chance to make the playoffs. So, yeah, I'm taking the Sea Dragons at home, and so will my dad. So, yeah. So, the spread is Sea Dragons minus 8.5. And like I said, the Sea Dragons, they are looking to prove a point in this game, whether that be to make the playoffs or to freaking just prove a point. They are looking to run away with this game and absolutely dominate in this game. So I have them winning by more than 8.5. I'm taking the Vipers minus 8.5. However, my dad will take the Vipers. I just don't think the Vipers are going to put up a tough enough fight to really, do this to the Sea Dragons. The Sea Dragons are just a much, much better team. And, yeah, I don't really know. Alright, now, for the final pick of the 2023 XFL season, regular season, the over-under, Vipers at Sea Dragons, 46.5. I'm taking the over. These are two very good offenses with Ben DiNucci, Josh Gordon, Martavius Bryant, something McClendon. I mean, these are two great offensive teams. Their defense has a little bit to desire. Obviously, the Sea Dragons defense played absolutely amazing against the freaking Battlehawks for whatever freaking reason. I'm still a little bit damaged from watching that game. But anyways, I mean, the Vipers have a decent defense too, but the offense is certainly the strong point of these teams as of this point in the season. So I'm taking the over. It's 46.5 points. I think these teams can definitely... These teams just have a lot of offensive firepower. And so I'm taking the over. However, my dad will take the under. And, yeah, that's it for the 2023 XFL regular season. I will probably not be doing these picks for the USFL because I don't feel like watching the USFL. Even though they're probably a pretty good league. Even though they took some of the rules from the XFL. But, it's just kind of normal football over there at the USFL. Anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Word of the day is paper. I will see you guys next time. See ya.